Barbara. Thank you so much for being with Voice of the Vatican. We're so happy to have you and happy to learn more about the Church in Scandinavia. So we welcome you to the program. Would you tell us a bit about the Church in Scandinavia? I know that you're originally from Sweden, that you currently are living in Copenhagen in Denmark. What is it like there? Because many have a vision that the church doesn't have much life there. Is that true?
The situation of the church in Scandinavia in general is that the vast majority of the population are living without religion, completely secularized. This has been going on for the last 100 years, at least. The Catholic Church has been for some time around 1% of the population, is now fastly growing through immigration, mainly from Christian refugees who come from the Middle East. And the latest events in Scandinavia is that we are creating the first Chaldean Catholic Church in, I think, Northern Europe as a whole. It's unheard of generally in Northern Scandinavia or in Northern Europe to have a Chaldean parish, but now we do. The good thing about the secularized Scandinavian situation is that there are plenty of Lutheran state churches who are abandoned. So it's easy for the Catholic Church to expand and buy up the old Protestant churches who used to be Catholic anyway before the Reformation. So with small changes, they are turned into Catholic Church. And this is happening all over.
And does the church offer any ministry or initiatives to specifically reach out to the Christian immigrants coming into Scandinavia?
Indeed, there is. As for the new Catholics coming mainly from the Middle East and the converts, there is the General Cathedral, of course, in the centers of Copenhagen and Stockholm, but also through abandoned Lutheran churches, new parishes are springing up in mushrooms all over the immigrant areas where Catholic Christians have moved from the Middle East. And they generally, Mass is presented at least in 4 to 5 different languages on a daily basis.
Yes, I think that many people don't fully understand what an enormous impact the refugees from Syria and Iraq have had in Sweden as a whole, and especially in the Swedish Catholic Church, because in only 1 year, about 10 years ago at least now, Sweden received more refugees from Iraq than the whole of America and Canada together. And all of those refugees arrived in one small suburb outside of Stockholm, and they are Christians.
And would you tell me a little bit about the bishop there? I know that there's a very special bishop in Sweden.
Indeed, we have a wonderful and a very special bishop in Sweden. His name is Anders Arborelius. Mm-hmm. And he is also a convert. He converted when he was very young. And he lived in a Carmelite monastery, I believe, around 27 years as a Carmelite. And he is actually the first native-born Swedish bishop since the Reformation, that is in about 500 years.
Living in Copenhagen in Denmark, what has been your experience of the church in Denmark?
The original start of the Catholic Church in Denmark after the Reformation was mainly through immigration from Poland. There was a large labor immigration in the 19th century, and they have formed the basis of the Catholic Church in Denmark. And lately, it's also affected by the immigration, mainly from the Middle East. But one little anecdotal thing we should not forget is that the Danish diocese, consisting of the country, also contains the Faroe Islands and Greenland. So the indigenous peoples living in these two islands are taken care of spiritually by the church in Copenhagen. So it is quite a varied type of situation for the church, and the diocese is quite large geographically. From Copenhagen, there is a 6-hour flight to Greenland, and it's still the same diocese.
With what initiatives is the church reaching out to Catholics and converts in Scandinavia?
Well, many people today are looking for something. They may not know exactly what, but the Catholic Church has become more visible now. And of course, many people feel attracted to the openness of Pope Francis. And secondly, we have this huge Christian immigration from mainly now Syria and Iraq, which is wonderful, of course. And we have also many Swedish priests, Protestant priests, and deaconesses who have converted in large numbers to the Catholic Church.
Thank you so much for being with us, Barbara and Arne. It was a pleasure to have you. And please know that you can count on the prayers of the viewers of Shalom World TV for the continued growth of the church in Scandinavia. God bless you.